You. All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Village of Royal Palm Beach Special Magistrate hearing for Wednesday, July 12th, 2017. As I normally say, if you have a code enforcement issue, you are in the right place. My name is Doug McGibbon. I'm the Special Magistrate. The first thing I'm going to do is swear everyone in. You're all going to raise your right hand, say I do when you're done. Does everyone swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Say I do. Everyone had their right hand up. How nice. All right, we'll probably do that again once or twice as strays walk in. Has everyone signed in so that they know that you're here? We want to make sure you can get in and out as quickly as possible and not have to sit around until the last page before they go, oh, you're still here? All right, the procedure is going to be as follows. Most of the hearings today are going to be fine assessment hearings and violation hearings. When you hear your name called, please go up to that podium over there. You'll identify yourself. The village attorney will give you some documents to look at. They'll present their case. You'll get to present your response, and I get to make some sort of ruling. That situation flips when we get to the fine reduction hearings. Those people have already been through a violation and a fine assessment hearing. They are asking for relief, so they get to go first, and the village gets to go second. Pretty much covered it all? Okay. Village of Royal Palm Beach, take it away.
Thank you. Starting on page 1, case 16-2372, 2928 East Fontana Court, Winston B. and Dorothy Williams.
Okay.
Dina Foley, Code Officer for the Village of Royal Palm.
Please.
Would like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation and resetting status fine assessment. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay. Let me take a look at this. You have a signed green card, you have service. All right, could you tell us who you are?
I'm Dorothy Williams, and this is
Go ahead.
my attorney.
Good evening, Garrett Elsinger, Mineo Salcedo Law Firm. I am the attorney handling her civil lawsuit against her insurance
Great.
company.
Do you have a business card?
I do.
Great, because I'm not going to spell that one.
What to say, what it's
That's your name when I go back. Before we get started, these are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the order finding violation and the signed green card. Exhibit 2 is the property appraiser proof of property ownership. And Exhibit 3 are photographs. Do you have
Great
any
glasses.
objection to these documents?
No.
Thank you, ma'am.
Your Honor, Mr. Garrett is here to talk for me because I don't know what is going on with the insurance company, so.
Right. Well, normally when we push these along and there are tarps on roofs, it's because you're fighting with the insurance company. And Mr. Elsinger is going to give us a little rundown of what's happening so we can see if we are getting to a point where you can get some resolution. So please let me know what's happening.
Sure. Civil litigation was filed against Prepared Insurance Company in February. The case is currently pending in Palm Beach County Circuit Court in front of Judge Gillen. All right. I'm doing everything I can as a plaintiff's counsel to move the bus along and move this case. A motion to dismiss was filed by the other side. I filed an amended complaint. They file another motion to dismiss. I set it for hearing. They then tell me the day before, oh, sorry, we're not available. Get it reset. It's now set, a motion to dismiss, for July 27th in front of Judge Gillen. All right? They won't give me discovery until the motion is resolved. They won't file an answer until the motion is resolved.
Well,
So
they shouldn't file an answer until the motion is resolved.
exactly.
But they should give you your discovery.
So
That's kind of
I mean,
tacky.
they're filing extensions. I'm doing the best I can to drive it along. The problem is, I do repairs. I run the risk of them saying now they're prejudiced because they have a right to inspect during the pendency of the litigation. So I've written them saying, look, my client needs to do something to resolve this. She's got a code board issue and she's got a tarp on her roof. And I don't want you saying later in the litigation, Judge, we tried to do an inspection, but she's done the repairs. Therefore, there's nothing we can do during the litigation. So I've written them, and I don't know if they've responded candidly. I will check to see if they've responded. But my hope is that because the motion to dismiss is not dispositive. It's just language in the complaint. So I'm hopeful that we'll get an answer filed within the next 2 weeks. And then, if they tell me, go ahead, do whatever you got to do, I'll tell my client, hey, do some temporary repairs, get that tarp off the roof.
We'll probably give you another Are we adverse to giving them another
No,
month just
no,
to
sir.
see what happens with the motion to dismiss?
That's fine.
In my work, sometimes I feel the best thing to do with those people is get past the motion to dismiss and immediately set it for trial.
I can't notice it until.
Right, until
I
you
get an
get the
answer.
answer and you have to wait like 40 days or some
So-
silly rule like that. Okay.
July
July
27th.
27th, so what are we going to do with,
August 9th would be the hearing after that, the special magistrate hearing after that.
okay, well, we'll let your client come up and tell us
Okay.
what you've told her has happened there. She should be able to tell you if it was granted, denied, and if or when they're going to file an answer, and hopefully you'll get it moving along. My first job was with an insurance company. It lasted 3 months. Couldn't handle that. Okay, thank you very much. We will have a fine status
Fine/status,
hearing on when?
8/9.
8/9. All right, you'll get an order where you'll come up for another status fine assessment hearing, and at least hopefully we'll get to your answer in the court case. And I would just tell them, we're going to repair the roof. It's rainy season. We're going to mitigate our damages, and if you don't want to come out and inspect, the prejudice is all yours, and hopefully that'll work. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Moving to page 2, case 17-0474, 1025 Harmony Way, Milagros and Nicanor Torres.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Pardon me, Margaret, Code Enforcement Inspector for the Village of Royal Palm Beach, Florida.
Okay. All right, you have a signed green card. You have service.
Can you state your names for the record
Julio E. Perez Jr.
and your relation to the property?
I'm a friend of the family. I'm the translator because his daughter couldn't be here today.
And your name, sir?
El nombre.
My name?
Yes.
Nicanor Torres.
Perfect, thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the order finding violation and the signed green card.
Julio Perez.
Exhibit 2 is proof of property ownership from the property appraiser website. And Exhibit 3 is photographs of the violations. Do you have, I'm sorry, and Exhibit 4 is the ISO permit information from the village. Do you have any objection to these documents? No?
Tiene, si todo está correcto, la fotografía y todo. Yes.
All right, admitted without objection. All right, so there's no permit pending or anything like that on the ISO thing? I didn't look at the last page.
You want to see it again?
Yeah,
The last page.
it's just the last page. 95, oh, of course. FI and 17,
Yeah.
stuff's happening, yay. Okay,
Finally, have to do a survey now that our policy changed.
Okay.
okay.
So they
So-
are trying.
The village is okay with giving them a little bit more time on
I
this
kind of
one?
figured that when I looked at the extension, and there is some activity in April of 2017. So what are you doing? You're trying to get the,
We're waiting on the surveyor to schedule them in so they can get a survey of the property before they go along for the permits.
For the shed.
okay, for the
Yeah, they
shed?
are trying, they did come in to try to get the permit, and since we had a slight change in policy, so now they are required to get a new survey.
Okay.
So they're trying to get a survey.
Okay, well, you're willing to give them some time to get a survey?
So you want to move it to September?
Yeah.
Okay, so can we do, we'll ask for continuance, we'll have an order of showing continuance, and we'll ask for compliance by September 1st or the September 13th hearing?
So that's 9/1, 9/13,
Yes,
or 25?
or 25, yes, sir.
That should give them plenty of time.
Okay, that should get them time to get their survey done and get them in the process of permitting. I see it's perhaps in the setback. They may or may not have to file a variance application.
Right.
Okay. Tell your translatee
Yes.
that he needs to get the survey done and get it back into the village so they can move the process along.
Okay.
And try to do it as quickly as you can.
Yeah.
You're getting this time because you've appeared at other hearings.
Yes.
And you're showing that you are trying to fix the situation, so they're trying to work with you.
Do
Okay.
Te van a dar más tiempo.
You can tell them outside. so we
Okay,
can
no problem. Thank you,
Great.
guys. So
Thank
when
you.
is it? Nine?
Try to get the rest of these
9:13?
people moving
I'll
along.
get an order, yeah, 9/1 or 9/13 hearing.
Okay, great.
Moving to page 317-0983, 121 Santiago Street, Mary A. Slater. This is in the repeat violation hearing section.
Okay.
We would like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, order finding violation. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, pictures. No, it was continuing, sorry.
Affidavit of service.
Okay.
All right, you have an affidavit of service, you have service and can proceed.
Okay, can you state your name for the record, ma'am?
Mary Slater.
Thank you. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is affidavit of service. And the notice of hearing and the green card and the notice of violation. Exhibit 2 is the order finding violation, as well as a copy of the signed green card. Exhibit 3 is proof of property ownership from the property appraiser website. And Exhibit 4 is photographs of the violations. Do you have any objection to these documents?
No,
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Admitted without objection. So we have a boat and a trailer that are unregistered.
Yes. She may have the boat registered. She had brought some registration in to Linda, but the trailer wasn't registered and it wasn't put on the boat, so it has to be placed on the boat.
The trailer has to be. well,
No, the registration.
Oh, the FL numbers are not on the boat. All right, Ms. Slater, tell us what's happening with the boat and the trailer.
well, I had sold the boat and trailer.
Quiet out there. It's hard to hear.
I had sold it, and they didn't pay as agreed, and they came and dumped the boat back on our property the day that I got this notice. So when they got the notice, I ran over and got the license renewed, and it's renewed through 12/17/2008.
Okay, well, 2018, you mean.
18, pardon me.
All right, but you got the boat registered, correct?
Yeah,
Did you get the trailer registered?
no, I don't have, I didn't know I had to bring that. It's still home.
Is it registered, though?
Yeah,
Because I know you don't need insurance for a trailer, you just need to go in there and pay your $30, and that's
yeah,
about it. 'Cause
yeah.
I was a boat
I
owner.
had the license and everything sitting right on my dresser, but I didn't realize that I had to bring that.
Remember, Linda Walker explained to you in our office that the trailer needed to be registered. It all has to be placed on the trailer and on the boat in order to be in compliance.
I didn't understand that, I'm sorry.
And you told me that you didn't have the paperwork to register the trailer?
Yeah, I've got the paperwork, it's at home now.
Right, but when did you get it registered? I know you had the boat done that day, but you hadn't done the trailer yet.
The people that had the boat had the registration and everything, and they brought it over and gave it to me.
Okay.
And I didn't realize that I had to do anything else.
So did you register it?
Yeah, it's done.
Okay, so if you want to
Let's do a-
postpone it and
yeah,
let her
let's do
go
a
home and get it,
status.
because I have no way of knowing when she did
Right.
it.
Why don't we just set this for next month? And if she comes in with proof of the registration and it's beforehand, we can dismiss it. You can sort of let it go.
Well, it won't be beforehand. This is a repeat violation. So it's
understand.
how many days is she going to be fined?
Right, well, the question is if she got it registered, on the day after, we can stop it there, but I just want
Right.
to do it next time so she has the ability to come in with her trailer registration too.
Okay.
And if you come in here early enough and show it to
We
them,
can, no, it's going to be a fine.
well, you may agree to the fine is what I'm saying.
Oh.
If it's only a day, it's whatever it's going to be.
Okay, well,
I just wanted to do it
You don't
next
want to
week.
give her the opportunity to go home and grab it tonight and come back?
Oh, I can't.
Okay.
I can't. I had to get a ride here because my
Okay,
car.
that's kind of what I figured. Well, I'm just gonna set it for next month for a fine assessment hearing again.
Okay.
Which gives her the opportunity to come in with her registration, so she can cut down on the amount of the fine if it's registered.
So are
And
we
if it
gonna do
isn't,
a continuance or not an order at all right now?
I don't know, what do you want to call this?
I think it would be advisable to do an order right now, and then if we need to rescind the order later, I would
Okay.
prefer to do it that way.
Okay,
Because,
because the proof is not here.
correct.
I will sign an order right now, but I guess reflecting the order that if she comes in, we will revisit it
Okay,
with the registration. You need to come in and show them the registration on the trailer.
Okay.
You need to get the boat registration on the boat. Those
Okay.
FL numbers need to be up there with whatever the appropriate color sticker is.
Oh, okay.
My boat used to have 10 stickers on top of each other until they eventually would fall off. So,
Well, the sticker's on the boat.
yeah, but it has to be the right sticker. It has to be the one that's current.
It is. It's good.
You'll be able to show all of this to them.
I've got the
after the
paperwork
order.
right here.
You've got the boat.
But we need the trailer.
Well, we need the trailer too. If
Okay.
you had both of them, we would be able to deal with it now. But
Okay.
the description here for the repeat violation was boat and trailer not registered. So if you only have half of it to show me, I have to assume the other half is not registered,
Okay.
okay? But I'm giving you a little bit of an out in this order. If you have it registered, it will at least cut down on the
Okay.
potential fine,
so
okay?
this will be, just so we're clear on the record, this will be an order finding repeat violation,
Order finding repeat violation,
and we'll spell out the days, but we'll put a contingency that if she can prove the date at which she came into compliance, we will adjust the
we will
fine
adjust the
at
fines
the next hearing.
at the next hearing. That'd be
And the
fine.
boat was only there like one day. The people that had bought it, they brought it back.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Yeah.
they brought it back.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right, next, violations, I assume?
Yes.
Yes, moving all the way to page 5, 17-1051, 10389 Pippin Lane, Carlos Castro.
Code section 622-108.406-190A1, work done without a permit, electric, et cetera, door not permitted and in disrepair. Observed this on 6/11/17. The notice of violation, notice of hearing were mailed out 6/13 and were signed for on 6/15. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
The beginning pages or the end?
Give it to Buddha Mail. Public records, aren't that great? Okay, you have service, you have a signed green card, you can proceed.
Can you state your name for the record?
Yeah, Carlos Castro Jr. is Carlos Castro Sr., my father.
That'll be easy for me to remember. These are the exhibits the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the notice of hearing, notice of violation, and signed green card. Exhibit 2 is proof of property ownership, permit information. This is the second copy. And then Exhibit 3 is photographs of the violations. Do you have any objection to these documents?
No, everything
Thank you, sir.
is well.
Okay, admitted without objection.
Okay, I'm just gonna give you a little bit of an update on this one.
Good.
They actually did come in and pull the permit for the electric,
Okay,
but we need to make sure that it gets the inspection and that it was done properly.
well, that's the whole point of getting permits, is
right.
to get it inspected to make sure it passes.
And they just put in for the door permit on 7/3.
Okay, so right before the holiday. All right, so how far out are you doing violations these days, and will that give them enough time to have these permits processed and get them out of code for a little while?
We were asking for compliance by 8/31 or the 9/13 hearing, or 25 a day.
31, 9, 13, 25. So that gives them July, and the rest of July and August, and these are in planned permits. How are plans or permits coming
Well,
up? 2-3 weeks?
Yeah, the electric one already printed, and they've been working on that, so.
So the electric one's printed already, and the door one shouldn't be as complicated because there's not, no electrical, it's just structure.
Right, but they're gonna have to replace the door too, so.
Right, well-
Sometime.
Okay. All right, so they're going to give you until August 31st to get your plans submitted and approved. They have to, the permits have to be issued.
Okay.
Then hopefully everything will be done by then,
Yeah,
and you can call for your inspections, and then you will just be out of the entire process.
yeah.
But if
I
they get
know-
the permits issued, they go back to building for a while?
The-
Or do we stay on top of it with code enforcement?
No, we're gonna stay on top of this.
Okay. So they will be both monitoring the situation to make sure that these things get done.
Okay, that's fine. The only problem we have is that the contractor that is doing the work, you know, is not going every day to the house, so I guess they have other compromises which they have to attend to, you know, so they don't
Right.
come all the time to the house, so I don't know if by August 31st it's gonna be
Well,
long enough.
hopefully, you know, when you get your permit issued, you can get them to go.
Yeah, according to my
do it.
sister, the permits are already done, including the door.
No, the one for the door was just put in, it's actually in plan check, it was.
Okay, so it's not out yet, in other
Right.
words,
Yeah.
okay,
Now, the
okay.
electric one, I know that that one printed and they're working on the electric.
Right,
but
yes.
We can't close this out until it's actually final, until our
Yeah.
inspectors go out
Finish
and
and inspect
inspect
it.
that, because it's
understand.
electric, so.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, the door doesn't bother me as much as the electric does.
right, yeah.
Door's not gonna hurt anyone else, the electric could
Yeah.
hurt somebody.
You know, we do have everything there, you know, the contractor got the door and everything, you know, everything is there, it's just waiting for him to just go
Right.
home and do the work, you know.
Well, tell him that you have code enforcement breathing down your neck, and hopefully that'll help.
Did he finish the electric work?
They still have a couple of things to finish. I don't, you know, I really don't know exactly because I don't live there, you know, you're just here to support my father, you know. But I guess they're almost finished because they've been working for a while on it. Like I say, you know, they don't come every day, you know, so.
That's what we're more concerned with,
Yeah.
if you can, you know, ask them to finish that so that you can call in and get an inspection done on that. And then that way, at least that part of this will be done.
Okay.
That is like the most important.
That is
because the
far
way the
more
electric-
important, the electric than the
Right, I
structure.
understand, yeah, for safety reasons, I understand.
Yes.
For
Yeah.
safety reasons.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll try to get it done by the 31st then.
Good. And
And if we
before you,
get-
and before you leave, and I forgot to tell this to everyone, especially people in violations, it doesn't count if you fix it tonight. I've actually seen people go home and fix stuff. If you don't call for an inspection, and if you look at the orders I sign, the only part of the orders that are bold are the part that says call for a reinspection. That way, the code enforcement officers come out there and give a specific date that you complied. So you won't go, the guy came out and did it. Well, prove it. The easiest way to prove it is for them to come out and see it.
Right,
Okay, so
okay.
give them a call when you're there.
Okay, we'll do that.
Great, thank you very much.
No, thank you. God bless all of you.
Okay.
Thank you, have a good evening.
You too.
Thank you. Staying on the same page, next case is 17-1119, 184 Kingsway, Joanne M. and Lornice M. Need Jr. Lawrence, sorry.
Code section is 6191, 2662F, 06190A1, and 142. Pull not secure, pull in disrepair, and miscellaneous items. I observed this on 6/27/17. The notice of violation, notice of hearing were mailed out 6/27/17 and were posted. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures. Those two pictures that you have there, Doug, those
Okay.
were from a complainant.
Okay.
And he did secure the pool, temporary secured the pool with the orange mesh.
Okay.
He's
okay.
working on getting a permit.
All right, so the mesh was the complainant's picture and, well, actually, the pool with the pool furniture in the pool is the complainant's, and then yours is the mesh pictures? Is that
Yes,
how we're saying it?
yes.
Okay. All right, you have service via posting, you can proceed.
Thank you.
Please identify yourself, sir. Your name?
My name is Lawrence Needle Jr.
Thank you.
These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the affidavit of service,
Spell check.
notice of hearing, and notice of violation. Exhibit 2 is proof of property ownership. And Exhibit 3 is photographs. Do you have any objection to these documents, sir?
No, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So we had a pool with a bunch of furniture in it, and where are we now?
I'm in the process of removing the pool furniture. I placed the furniture in the pool deliberately because we had some high winds and possibility of cyclonic tornado. And to eliminate the possibility of them turning into missiles, I threw them into the pool. The pool had no water or anything like that. It's a liner pool, and it's disintegrating. And I've had a pack of raccoons come through there and do more damage and supplemental damage to it. We had a separate turtle pond on the side, and the raccoons ate the turtles. So I threw the turtle pond into the pool as well. So I'm removing all of the furniture, and we're going to remove the liner and cover the pool with dirt, regrettably, to fill the pool in.
Do they have to have that permitted?
Yes, they know, he's been.
Has he been in for
Yes.
permitting? All right, so there's an easy thing here and there's a hard thing here. Removing the furniture should be the easy thing, and that should be done fairly quickly. Okay? And then the harder thing is getting the permit issued and the pool filled. So what time is the village seeking?
We're asking for compliance by 8/31 or 9/13 or $50 a day.
All right, so just so he knows and I know, 8/31 will be get rid of the furniture and get the permit issued, and then he's into the building department's fill it up and get it inspected thing?
Mhm.
Okay. So it's going to be 8/31, 9/13, or $25,
Or $50.
or $50, okay. Because of it. You need to have all of the furniture out of the pool. I don't know what you do with it, but it doesn't need to be in there.
Some has
It can be
already
cleaned
been
or
removed.
destroyed, or whatever you need. You need to call them, being the code enforcement officer, to confirm that. And then you need to follow through on the permit to fill the pool. Once that's issued, you have a certain number of months to get it filled, and you need to have it filled and then inspect it. Correct?
Yeah, well, he needs to, it would help if it was done as soon as he could because of the orange mesh. We don't want the orange
Yeah, we
mesh
don't
up too
want-
long.
No. All right, so I'm going to sign an order giving you until August 31st to get this done.
Yes, sir.
So try to get the furniture out first. Give them a call. Let them at least inspect that phase to show that you are progressing. And then, I don't know, get your permit issued and get the pool filled. Okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank
No
you.
fine at this point?
No fine as long as you comply.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Have a good evening, all.
You too.
Thank you. Next is 17-0764, 120 Sherwood Drive, James and Judy Binns.
Code Section 06190A1 and 2, the structure stained. I observed this violation on 4/2017. Sent out a notice of violation, notice of hearing on 4/2117. Got the green card back. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay. You have a signed green card. You can proceed.
Good evening, sir. My name is James Roy Benz.
Thank you, Mr. Binns.
Thank you, sir. These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1 is the notice of hearing, notice of violation, and signed green card. Exhibit 2 is proof of property ownership from the property appraiser website. And Exhibit 3 is photographs.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any objection to these
No, ma'am.
photographs?
That's
Thank you,
fine.
sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So it looks like you have one wall, at least in the pictures. Is it one or more that you could see?
It's more,
But
but that's the bad side. He's working on the other side.
Okay. So have you had any recommendation as to when this should be done? Is this going to be another 8/31 or?
Yes, sir. 8/31, compliance by 8/31 or 9/13 or $25 a day.
All right, Mr. Benz, do you think you can get it all done before the end of August? I understand we are in the rainy season, but
Yeah, that's the only thing really, sir, that's been holding me up. Margaret, Mr. Hancock's been very helpful. Actually, the whole code enforcement office.
Yeah, they say if you keep talking to them and you keep them informed and in the loop, and you're trying and you're showing it, they work with you. They will actually ask me for extensions for you. So you need to go out there during your dry times and see if you can get portions of these done. It looks like. Yeah.
I think I should be able to get it done. If I didn't, could I come back and ask for a short extension if I made good progress?
I would ask them to sort of join in that request, and usually if you've got 50% of it done or 75% of it done, they normally
Okay.
will help
How much
you.
more time do you think you'll need?
I think I should be able to get it done.
I mean,
Margaret.
rather than having you
Yeah.
keep coming back.
Yeah, I don't want to hold up you guys, and I know you got a lot to do. I'll do my best to get it done by the 31st of August.
Do the late, what date do you have?
August 31st to September
So do a September to October date. What are we doing in the September?
So we could do compliance by September 29th,
All right, 9/29,
9/29, or the 10/11.
10/11. See, you just got an extension.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And I'll make sure,
10/25.
Or 25 a day, yes, sir.
and I'll stay in touch with
Yeah,
Margaret.
stay in touch with Margaret, pay them attention, they love it, it'll keep them busy.
I appreciate the work they do. Keeps our community nice.
It
Thank
does.
you.
All right,
Thank you,
thank you very
sir.
much.
Next, moving on to page 17-0713, 155 South State Road 7, 309, 315 11th Street LLC.
Okay, last one on the page.
The code sections 15141 and 2060. The description is trees along the east side of the building have been hat racked and multiple tenants have excessive signage. This violation was observed and written on 1/27/2017. It was sent certified mail on 1/27/2017 and returned to me unclaimed and then posted. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures. And the respondent needs to be sworn in.
All right, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, what is your name, sir?
Christopher Ward?
W-A-R-D?
Yes, sir.
And what is your position with 309, 315 11th Street LLC?
Well, I'm a certified arborist. I was called in by the landscaper about a week ago. Told me about the violation. Said that the owner requested that he cut the trees way back. He refused. Another month went by. The owner threatened that if he didn't do it, he was going to do it himself, at which point the landscaper did it. It was way after that I was called in. So I'm here to clean up the mess if possible.
Okay, well, let's hear what the village has to say after I go through these documents. Sometimes it's hard to put branches back on a tree. All right, you have service via posting. Obviously, it stirred up a nest because you've got people here.
These are the exhibits that the village would like to enter into evidence. Exhibit 1, affidavit of service, notice of hearing, notice of violation.
So these came back unsigned? These services?
Yes.
Some of the green cards did, yes.
They didn't claim any of their mail. They don't claim any of their mail.
And who's they?
The owner of the property, I work with Denise O'Grady, but the mail actually goes to the owner of the property.
Okay.
And evidently, every time he's in violation, he's out of the country or out of town. So,
Well, I've been dealing with Denise for the last
Yeah.
couple of days, so that's
Yeah.
my contact person as well.
yeah, no. I have great contact with Denise, but unfortunately, our notices have to go to the property
Sure.
owner.
Yeah, it's a state statute. They have to go to where the property tax bill goes.
This is Exhibit 2, it's proof of property ownership, and then Exhibit 3 is photographs. Do you have any objections to these documents?
No?
Do you wish to look
Okay.
through all of them? or-
Sure, I would like
And
to.
I can verify that Denise knows that this is going on. She sent him, and I spoke to her today and let her know that the tenants were
Sign
still,
that. I
Yeah.
had
don't have
excessive
any knowledge
signage.
of that.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
All but 3.
the arborist may not have the qualifications to comment on the signage, but that's okay.
I don't.
No. But I talked to her about the signage today.
Yeah, okay. Well, the village gets to go first, so you can tell me about the situation here.
Well, when I went out in January, there was absolutely nothing left on the trees at all. They were all nipped off. You can see my picture from June 30th. And they didn't claim their mail, so it took a long time to get them to hearing. I had them originally scheduled for June, had to redo it.
Right.
So you can see the photo from June 30th that there was a little bit of growth coming back. And of course, there's a little bit more now.
Well,
They were
yeah.
still hat racked.
Well, yeah, I mean, quite literally on the June 30th picture up there, it's hard to see until you see the July 12th picture and you see some foliage going back that there's actually a stick there
Yeah.
in the photo. It
So-
just fades in there.
Denise had told me that she was gonna be sending the arborist,
Yes.
right? And I think she actually called you a horticulturist today.
I am
but-
as well.
Okay.
Yes.
And that she was gonna be sending him and he would be giving a report on the trees. So
All right, well,
I
let's
guess we're
hear,
gonna
Mr.
kinda
Ward, what you
wait to
would
hear from that.
say about these trees.
Okay, basically on my site inspection, I noticed, and I spoke to Denise about this, site's being overwatered, site's not being fertilized, possibly for years, probably never correctly fertilized. I've got 40 years' experience in that end of the field, and I told her what needs to be done is the water needs to be managed correctly, site needs to be fertilized, the weeds need to be controlled, because if you go ahead and fertilize the site, the weeds are going to take most of it. So you want to control the unwanted vegetation. 4 of the 16 trees looked weakly rooted. I personally don't like where they're planted at all. They're up on a berm. That's a great spot for a big tree to topple down from. The other 12 trees, they could be moved. Unfortunately, in Palm Beach County, cities don't mandate shade in parking areas, and there's none in that parking area as well. They could be moved to a better spot. That might solve your signage problem, because if something like some sables was put up there, perhaps the tenants would be happier, the vegetation's not blocking the signage.
Right. The problem with that, Mr. Ward, is that these people, I don't know who they are, whoever the developer was who developed the site, submitted a site plan, and they submitted a landscape plan, and I'm sure you've done a number of those for clients.
Sure.
And if they were going to move the trees, they would have to amend the landscape plan to show the movement, and it would have to be approved. And here's my other problem. Even if 4 of the 16 are the only bad ones and the other 12 are okay, it's really a legislative decision by the village to decide what kind of trimming they will allow in the village. And, you know, if it violates the hat rack definition, which is what, cutting limbs of 3 inches,
Depends what kind of tree, yeah, but
3 inches approximately, is that my sort of generalized understanding?
Well, with some professional care, they could be salvaged,
Right.
and they could be fertilized to stability probably by the end of the hurricane season.
Yeah, but that's, you know, that's almost a quest for another board. I mean, kind of reminds me of the days when we were consumed with ladders on vans, and I kept telling everyone, you don't talk to me, you talk to the village council. And eventually the village council said, okay, we'll let the ladder stay. But this is one of those where, you know,
So
if they're going to do something about hat racking, you really need to talk to the village and change the definitions. So I'm sort of stuck with, you have said that they're hat racked, and they probably meet those definitions in your code. And even if they're healthy, that's still a violation.
Okay, so what do we do about it?
I don't know, we asked them, because I just conclude that it was done.
so with, you, go ahead.
So you're talking about some of the trees aren't rooted very well?
4 of the 16 aren't.
Okay.
And
And
it's-
so it's still in your opinion that those trees, because they can't just relocate these trees. So I need to know what your report is with these trees in the location that they are
Right.
and staying in the location that they are.
Okay,
Unless they come in for a site plan modification.
okay.
So I'm looking for your opinion on that.
Well, my opinion would be to fertilize them monthly and to trim them correctly. I wouldn't reduce the canopy much at this point, but I would do some structural pruning, very little, maybe 10% of the canopy, just to get some shape to them, because now they're starting to be like unruly children. And I would assess it each month and see, with your site inspection or whoever does for the city, I'd want them to come out and walk the site with me and see if we can make corrections to rectify the situation.
Okay. Okay.
And then, it could be something that I just bring forward to hearing.
For the next 6 months.
Yeah. Just to give like a status report on it.
Okay.
So you
So,
want us,
how long are you thinking for these trees total?
To rehab them?
Mm-hmm.
Probably by the end of hurricane season.
so
What's that, November 31st?
by November-ish, so July, August,
The end of November.
Yeah. But they need to be fertilized year-round.
September, October,
Right.
In other words, we
November.
can't
So
just
it's about
walk away
4
from the
months.
site and in a year or two, you'd be right back in this scenario.
Right, but I'm not sure that they're gonna do that, because they replaced a lot of landscape in there for me, and it's, well, you were there.
It's not being managed correctly.
Yeah, it's
The
not
site's
being
being overwatered.
All right, well, they get to decide what you want to do on the tree issue. We haven't got to the sign issue, which will be simpler.
Right, so let's separate that now. So on the sign issue, the village would like compliance by 8/25 or the 9/13 hearing or $25 a day.
That's easy. They can do that in minutes, so that's fine. It's 8:31, 9:13.
Yes, or 25 a day.
All right, and what's your proposal for the tree issue?
So on the tree issue, we would have, it's stated in the order that there is a finding of violation, but we would establish a rehabilitation plan whereby we would set this for a status update at each hearing for the next 6 months.
That's
which
fine, I will be happy
Pretty much
to sign
aligns
it.
with his November.
Right.
Right.
So, our next hearing would be this August hearing, or I'm sorry,
8/9.
the 8/9 hearing. At which point, I would assume that Denise would, have entered into a contract with you by that point.
Okay.
No one would necessarily have to attend at that hearing, as long as I'm getting, like, the email. So if you want to email, I don't need to know the price, but
Fine.
just a signed contract that you are going to be the one managing it.
Okay.
And then we'll set up monthly inspections where we
Right.
go out and meet you and inspect with you on the property,
Great.
until that time. If that doesn't happen, then I would
Then we'll find them.
respectfully request that, I mean, at each hearing, I'm going to set up for a status
Well,
check with you.
How much
the
is,
next
okay,
hearing.
so on the signs, it's 25. Are you asking for a larger amount for the trees if it does not happen?
If they don't do, yes, I think we would seek
100?
irreparable,
Or whatever, okay.
which
that-
is
put
like, what is it, like, it could be up to,
5,000
yeah,
for
per tree.
reversible.
Okay, up to 5,000 per tree. Maybe that will motivate the owner to pay some attention to
It
this.
would motivate me.
Well, you're not the one. You're not the owner, but hopefully you will help the owner solve the situation.
Could I just suggest to you folks to look at Broward County's water management website? Don't waste your time on Palm Beach. There's absolutely no beneficial information on that. Broward County's very specific about irrigation. And there's a researcher up at Gainesville, Lori Trenholm. She's really, really smart researcher at UF. And one of her articles says that a homeowner can negate everything that we do nutritionally and disease management wise simply by overwatering.
Yeah, well, that's something that they may pass on to their compatriots over in the building department.
Yeah, and your code, you should
And
have
the
some
code.
mandates.
And maybe the legal will look at that in terms of updating their code. But that's a little beyond my bailiwick.
Understand.
Thank you very much, Mr.
Thank you.
Ward.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, and back to the signs, yes, those are definitely in violation. The 8/31, 9/13, 25 is granted.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, next.
Moving to the bottom of page 8, we're starting on fine mitigation hearings, case 10-23481119 Chorus Way, Rodney Murray.
All right. All right, you're Mr. Murray.
How you doing?
Okay. See, we have 3 cases from 2010, 2012, and 2013.
Yep.
And what are our fine amounts for these cases?
Do you want to do them all together, or you want to do them separate?
I want them separate, so I can at least write.
Separate.
Okay,
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
read
gotta get
them.
her evidence in.
Yeah.
okay. Case 10-2348, we'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, order assessing fine. Exhibit 2, letter requesting fine mitigation. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership.
And the fine amount for this case is
$7,850,
$78.50.
and the village's costs are $45.94.34.
Okay, that's 1 out of 3. Next,
Next is 12-1283-1119 Chorus Way, Rodney Murray.
We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, order assessing fine and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, letter requesting fine mitigation. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership.
okay. And the fine amount on this is,
$6,375, and the village's costs are $2,243.41.
2243.41.
Yes, 4-1.
Okay, and now to number 3.
13-0752-1119 Chorus Way, Rodney Murray.
We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, order assessing fine. Exhibit 2, letter requesting fine mitigation. Exhibit 3, affidavit of compliance. Exhibit 4, verification of ownership.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, well. Here, let me look at those both for just a second before you take them up. Thank you. The compliance date on 12-1283, is that? Because everything seemed to be complied in the 2013-ish level.
812, yeah.
Still all the, all right, couple Mays, okay.
And then did you get the fine amount on 13-0752?
No, not yet,
It is $275.
okay. You can have all in evidence.
Glenn Daniels.
And your relation?
I'm a listing realtor for the bank that owns the property.
Okay.
Bayview Financial.
Okay, these are all of the exhibits. I'll go through them case by case. This is
Okay.
case 13-0752. Exhibit 1 is order assessing fine.
275. Yeah.
Exhibit 2 is a fine mitigation request.
Mm-hmm.
Exhibit 3 is affidavit of compliance. Case 12-1283, affidavit of service is exhibit 1. Order assessing fine. Fine mitigation request, proof of property ownership. 10-2348, excuse me, affidavit of service, order assessing fine. Fine mitigation request and affidavit of non-compliance. Second fine mitigation request and proof of property ownership. Do you have any objection to these documents?
No.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right, Mr. Daniels, question is, why should these fines be mitigated?
Okay, the property was, it was foreclosed on. Rodney no longer owns the property. The bank foreclosed on the property and the city was named in Liz Pendants. The fines were prior, the violations were prior to the Liz Pendants. So when they got the certificate of title and ownership of the property, they did already have the property brought into compliance. And I guess they rented it for the past year or so. And now they're actually selling it to a national stabilization community service nonprofit is what they're doing with the property.
Okay, well, sort of confusing to me. It's like they all got complied in 2013, but no one cared, right?
Right.
And it sort of sat out there.
Neighbors did.
Or it would be worse, you know, the $7,800 probably would be 20,000 or whatever. So someone complied them all in 2013 and they just let them sit.
I guess.
And, you know, as they just said, the lovely neighbors got to go hang out and watch this stuff, and I don't know how well the bank has maintained it or how long it's been owned by the bank. You're saying it's been
Well,
owned by...
the bank's owned it since May 1st, 2015.
So they've had it for years, and this is sort of different than my norm. So what's the village think of all this?
So in case 10-2348, we would be seeking our standard recommendation, which is 2 times the cost, so
Which is
essentially
more than
no
the fine.
reduction, right? Case 12-1283,
But
same
wouldn't-
thing.
When the foreclosure named the city's wiped out. You don't have the legal right
You
to.
said that the fines preceded
Exceeded, yeah.
the lis pendens. And did the fines precede the mortgage?
No.
No?
We were listed, I've had this conversation with your office many times. If we were listed in the foreclosure and we were wiped out, then your title company should be able to move forward and find that judgment of foreclosure and sell the property.
Okay.
Most title companies want a release of lien.
Of course.
We're not required by law to file the release of lien. Your judgment of foreclosure is your release, technically.
We've had that exact conversation, yes.
Yes. So if you want a release,
Yes.
then
You gotta
we're
pay
here
for
to negotiate the fine and mitigate the fine.
Right.
So it's either going to be mitigated to an amount, or you're going to go with that judgment of foreclosure. But the
Okay.
village is not going to just release the lien and
Right.
eat more costs.
Right.
Okay.
So why should I release it if it's been wiped out as a matter of law? That's a redundancy. Why do you need that clean title when you have title insurance?
I'm not the title company. I can't answer that.
Reduction's denied. How's that?
I think you would want it closed out for your own records, though.
No, they don't care.
Okay.
Reduction's denied.
All right.
Simple. You get to go.
It's been my understanding that the title companies want the clear title in case if there was something that was done wrong
Yeah.
in the list pendants.
Yeah.
And we really weren't wiped out.
Yeah.
But that's
It's
that's
sta-
their,
yeah,
that's their
Did
job.
find, if you remember, we had 133 Galliano that happened to.
Right,
They
but-
served the city of Royal Palm Beach at Palm Beach County, and the
Oh, that
judge
was-
said, you can't sue Walmart and serve Target.
Right.
So, but that's the exception rather than the norm.
Right.
If they did this properly, their attorneys at their title company should be able to examine the public record to make sure that the service was
Right.
proper and that the judgment was in accordance with law and that the sale was done correctly. And then your responsibility is over and you don't need to give them a release.
That's correct.
So you don't need a reduction because you don't need a release. So denied.
Okay.
You're welcome.
For all 3, for the record.
For all of them.
Thank you.
And with that, the heavens open. All right, which brings us to the next set, 100 Saratoga, or not.
Okay, next is 12-1247, 100 Saratoga Boulevard West, Antonella Carlozzi, excuse me.
We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, order requesting fine mitigation. Exhibit 2, letter requesting fine mitigation. Exhibit 3, affidavit of compliance. Exhibit 4, verification of ownership.
All right, so this one complied, 12914.
Do you want to do these all together as well?
Yeah, sure. Might as well just do it
Next.
efficiently.
Is 13-1816, 100 Saratoga Boulevard West, Antonella Carlozzi.
We would like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, order requesting fine mitigation. Exhibit 2, letter requesting fine mitigation. Exhibit 3, affidavit of compliance. Exhibit 4, verification of ownership.
Next is 15-1673, 100 Saratoga Boulevard West, Antonella Carlazzi.
Would like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, order requesting fine mitigation. Exhibit 2, letter requesting fine mitigation. Exhibit 3, affidavit of compliance. Exhibit 4, verification of ownership.
All right. 10/19/16. Okay, next.
16-0025, 100 Saratoga Boulevard West, Antonella Carlazzi.
Would like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, order assessing fine. Exhibit 2, letter requesting fine mitigation. Exhibit 3, affidavit of compliance. Exhibit 4, verification of ownership.
Bet that guy's really happy he got more time to paint. All right. You are, ma'am?
Nadine Whiteboard, I'm the attorney for Antonella Carlozzi.
Okay. And why does Ms. Carlozzi need to have her, why does she deserve to have her fines reduced?
Well, there were a couple of circumstances. I actually filed bankruptcy for Ms. Carlozzi, so she was in bankruptcy. But prior to that, according to the case number 12-1247, that was sent to an address that she has not had since 2006. And so she was not aware of that violation. And also the subsequent violations she was not aware of. But as soon as she was aware of them, she then tried to remedy the situation. I know I had spoken with the village on a couple of occasions, once she told me about it. And she tried to do the repairs because she's a tenant in the property, but some of the things, for example, the vehicle that was there unregistered, she tried to get that taken care of with the tenant to make sure they registered the vehicle. Also, as far as repairing the fence, she tried to do that, but I think the fence was not in compliance with when the village went out and did inspections on several different occasions. So she did try to fix the situations. Unfortunately, it took a lot longer, some of it which was out of her hands, like I indicated.
All right, now, is she the tenant or is she the owner? You said
She's the owner.
Okay, she's the owner of the property. This is a leasehold property. She's renting it to other people?
Yes.
Okay. Now,
And
according to Florida statutes, the code enforcement officers are required to send them notices to the mailing address on the tax collector's roll. Are you contending that was not done?
When
Contending that your client failed to change the address on the tax collector's roll?
apparently it was not changed after after she purchased the property, it was not,
Okay, so
it was not changed on the
self-inflicted.
tax collector's records.
Okay, so, the village cannot say, oh, I'm going to violate state law and send it to the wrong address, because that would be the great argument that it's not valid because it was improperly served.
That's correct.
So,
And I know there was some communication with her before I got involved with.
and then there's a question of, I wrote down the dates of compliance, and 2 of these were in 2014, and 2 of them were in 2016. So someone had to know something at some time.
Yes, there was some communication with the village. She indicated that she had sent emails to someone at the village concerning some of these violations. So she was in communication. The address was changed much later. However, they were able to communicate via email.
Okay, well,
And that's how those were rectified.
all right, we have amounts of these. You're going to feed me those, or?
Sure, for 12-1247, the fine amount is $11,325. The village's costs are $2,732.06.
Okay.
And 13-1816, the fine amount is $5,000. the village's costs are $2,179.74.
Okay,
15-1673, the fine amount is $7,300. The village's costs are $2,424.39. And in 16-0025, the fine amount is $12,100, and the village's costs are $2,051.29.
2051 point what?
29.
Okay. So your client's in bankruptcy?
Well, her case has been confirmed, but she has not received a discharge yet. She's still paying in her bankruptcy.
Okay, so she's filed it, but she's not been discharged.
Correct. The case has been confirmed.
Now,
So she's in a plan where she's making payments to her creditors.
right. Now, can she discharge these municipal liens?
Well, I think this would travel with the property, Your Honor, and she has listed this property for sale since last year. It's been on Realtor.com. It's been listed with a real estate agent since August of 2016, but they haven't been able to get any offers. But as far as releasing the liens, it travels with the property, and we fear that she may not be able to sell it with these liens.
With
$35,000
in liens on the property. You'd be surprised who buys property with $35,000 in liens. All right. What is the village's response to these requests?
The village would be seeking our standard 2 times the costs in each of the 4 cases.
Okay. You can make me crank out my iPhone, or who's going to do my math? Don't trust me. It's going, don't trust me. All right. 273206.06 times 2. 54, 6412. Is that what you got? And clear, and 2179.74 times 2, 4359.48. Does that look good? All right, third one is 2424.39 times 2. 48.78. And the last is, all right, let's do this one in our heads. It's 4102. 4102.30 is 60 minus 258. See, new math. All right, so I will reduce case 1249 to $5,464.12. I'll reduce 13-1816 to $4,359.48. I will reduce case number 15-1673 to $4,848.78. And I will reduce case number 16-025 to $4,102.58. Payable by, because they never let me.
October 12th.
By, and
I'm going to ask for
more
a
time?
little more time, because she's had difficulties even just working and trying to pay her
They were saying,
bankruptcy
what
payments.
was your date?
That was 90 days.
90 days? She was giving October 12th, isn't that?
Could we go through the end of the year?
This is not
I know.
November 15th. There we
November
go.
15th.
By 11:15.
Let's make sure that's a weekday.
Yeah, let's
Hold
make,
on.
let's
It is
see.
November 15th, it's fine.
By 11:15 on all of them. Hopefully she can sell it. And I will sign those orders.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All
Thank you
right,
for
so
the.
It goes
5,
back up.
10, 14, 18. It's about half. About half.
Thank you.
And
Thank
then
you.
if it's not paid, then
Yeah, well, she knows.
If it's not paid, it goes
It goes
back.
back to where it was, yes. She's aware. Okay.
Thank you.
Next,
Hold on one second.
Page 3.
page 3. Oh, we have a, you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Wrong hand. Now say I do. Good, got the right hand. All right,
The first one under violation hearing, 17-0801-1093
Donna.
Grandview Circle, Donna M. Perkis.
okay.
Code Section 155706190D, 15132, grass and weeds exceeds heights allowed, planting areas are overgrown. I observed this on 4/29/17. The notice of violation and notice of hearing were mailed out on 5/1/17 and were posted. We would like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
And she just showed up to be here. Do we have a fine, or is this just a finding of fact? But you need to Jennifer her. You need to Jennifer her. See, I just reduced it down to a one-word term.
Thank you. These are the
Your name,
exhibits
ma'am?
that, it's Donna, say it again.
Donna Perkis Beal.
Thank you.
Thank you. These are the exhibits the village would like to enter into evidence.
She
Exhibit 1 is
hyphenated
affidavit of
herself, now I'm gonna
service,
have to ask.
notice of hearing, notice of violation, and signed green card.
I've actually been living in Naples, so I didn't.
Exhibit 2 is proof of property ownership, and Exhibit 3 is photographs. Sorry, Exhibit 4 is affidavit of compliance. Do you have any objection to these documents?
No.
Thank you,
Okay.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Ma'am, you hyphenated yourself? What's the second part, and how do you spell it?
The second part?
Yes.
You mean my last name currently is Beal, B-E-A-L,
B-E-A-L.
since 1995.
We're not that recent. No. Actually, the tax records probably have not been updated to reflect your
Well,
status.
it's still in, I bought the house with a previous husband, so it's still and I changed it to my maiden name when we got divorced.
It's all good. We don't care because you're getting a finding of fact which says you complied and you just shouldn't do that again. So keep mowing and keep weeding. Is that correct? Am I good?
Yes, finding of fact, yes.
Finding of fact of granted.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
See, it stopped raining for you. All right, so we're going back to mitigations. Number 11. Who's next? The Whitmores or the Wild Fox Hunts?
Page 9. It's my case.
Okay, Wild Fox Hunt,
Yes.
number 11.
14-1942-9960 Belvedere Road, Wild Fox Hunt 2, Inc.
Okay.
We have 2 more in the back. So I'll enter in the request for fine mitigation, the order assessing fine is Exhibit 2, and verification of ownership, Exhibit 3.
Okay. For some reason, I'm enjoying compliance dates these days.
And
you
then the
don't have
next,
one?
we'll read them all in together like we did the previous.
Sure.
The next one is 14-1944-9960 Belvedere Road, Wild Fox Hunt 2, Inc.
I'll enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1,
diamond, didn't
request
you?
for fine mitigation. Exhibit 2, the order assessing fine. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
Cool. It's my new jam here. Find out when they complied.
Did he get the affidavit for the other one? Did I put that in there?
No, I didn't see it in there. 11, 22, 16.
I have
Okay.
it. We did it today.
Hey, it's had to be somewhere. Okay, at least it was a year ago.
It's
Got
probably
it.
on my desk.
Yeah, that's all right.
The next one is 15-1093-9960 Belvedere Road, Wild Fox Hunt 2, Inc.
Okay.
I'll enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, the request for fine mitigation. Exhibit 2, the order assessing fine. Exhibit 3, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 4, the affidavit of compliance.
Excellent. 6/7/17. Okay. Go back. All right, please identify yourself for the record.
Hi, my name's Paulo Weston. I'm the owner of Wild Fox Hunt LLC.
Hi, is it Carlo?
Paulo.
Paulo.
Yeah, with a P.
Paulo?
Oh, it's the same.
And how do you spell your last name?
Weston, W-E-S-T-O-N.
Okay, and you are the owner?
Yes, sir.
All right. What are the amounts of the fines?
In 14-1942, the fine amount is $15,150, and the village's costs are $3,373.41.
Okay.
In case 14-1944, the fine amount is $400. And in case 15-1093, the fine amount is $16,225, and the village's costs are $2,273.95.
27395 33734. Close. Okay. The ever popular question in this part of our program: why should these fines be reduced?
Well, all these fines basically came about when I purchased the property and purchased the business. Admittedly, probably overexcited. I went to paint the building. I went to obviously change signage because there was a business name change. And I also went to add landscaping. Those are two of the three violations. I didn't know the process. I can't claim ignorance on it. I went to paint the building. I hired a contractor to paint the building. Linda came out, said, you can't paint the building. It was, for the most part, and I think half painted. I don't remember, to be perfectly honest with you.
It's about half painted.
Yeah. So it was one of those things where it was, do we finish painting the building and then figure it out? And that's basically what it came to. We did go through, and again, another mistake on my own part was I tried to do the AAR application myself, which took an extended period of time because it's a lengthy application. We did get the approval finally for the paint color, which was a year or so ago. Yeah. I don't remember when.
I don't have a date on that.
Yeah, it was November.
It was more time than I would have wanted it to take, but we did get that approval. The monument sign change was, again, also something that she brought to my attention. Basically, the monument sign that was existing had a sticker on it. Bad advice. Hired a sign company. They literally didn't pull the permit. They just removed the sticker and put a new sticker on with the new name of the company, which was a big no-no, apparently. Since then, we have applied for the proper permits, have gotten the approvals with the right colors and all that, and the signage, thank God, is back up because we had literally no signage on the property for a pretty big period of time to try to get it in compliance. In terms of the landscaping, when I bought the place, it had little to no landscaping because of it's a car wash business, and I'm guessing the previous owner just never did any type of improvements with it. It was also painted the original color of 15 or 18 years ago, whenever it was originally built. But the landscaping, I went in to add landscaping, not thinking much of it. Again, this was all simultaneous with the paint and the signage and everything else. And again, thinking I was getting rid of gravel and dirt, not thinking I was making a mistake, I added a lot of landscaping. That process, unfortunately, was a complete waste because we went back and forth for, I want to say, a year or two, trying to figure out how to put that into compliance. I hired John E. Schmidt & Associates to figure it out. They did a complete landscape plan as we installed what we had there, which was around $6,000 or $7,000 of landscaping added. When we went to the town said, you can't just like you said earlier, you can't just change landscaping and put it on a plan. It has to be approved because it's a site plan approval. Well, sorry to say, John E. Schmidt & Associates didn't know that for one reason or another. And long story short, they gave me the option to go through that process, which would have taken, I think, 6 to 8 months is what they projected, or go to the original site plan and tear out what we had put in and reinstall it as per the site plan. So thinking I wanted this to end, I did that. I tore out the $6,000 or $7,000 worth of landscaping I had installed and went back with the original approved site plan landscaping, which was around $12,000, not including the money I paid John Schmidt and Associates, which, you know, it is what it, again, a learning experience for myself. Long story short, it's taken more time. I mean, I know these are 14 cases. It's taken more time than I would have wanted it to take. It was always in process to one degree or another. I have spent an exorbitant amount of money, at least in my opinion, trying to right it and trying to make the property right. This wasn't a situation of, you know, trying to wrong anybody. I was truly trying to improve the area, but, you know, we stand where we stand. It's as far as I'm concerned, I believe in compliance.
Well, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't in compliance. So.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. Well,
so that's good.
So, you know, again, it's been a thankless business to own so far, unfortunately, but this is hopefully the last of it to put it to sleep and move forward and hopefully become a contributing factor to the town.
Okay. And the village says?
So in case 14-1942, we would be seeking our standard 2 times the village's costs. In 14-1944, we would be seeking no reduction, only for the fact that the fine is so low and the village has hard costs and that we recorded things. And
yeah, that one I'm not going to worry about. I'm worried about the other ones.
And then in 15-1093, we would again be seeking our standard 2 times the village's costs, which I can give you those numbers if you'd like.
We've got them all. Okay. Ms. Walker, what do you think? Has he been working at it? Does he deserve more or less? Has he been good, bad, indifferent? What do you say?
Well, I mean, I met him on the property multiple times, and, you know, yes, it did come into compliance. It did take a while to come into compliance. And the village, I mean, we weren't directed anything different than the 2 times our costs. Typically, if it's more egregious than that,
yeah, well,
take a more hard stance, and they want more than that.
Yeah,
So, I don't know. I'm not so great, but on the fly, I mean, at 2 times our costs, I think it's about 21,000 in reductions.
Yeah, the landscaping thing is he tried to over landscape it as opposed to what everyone else tries to do is under landscape it. So.
Not really. It was missing landscape.
So he tried to
It was missing landscape, and it's hard without looking at all the photos. I think what had happened was, I think they had come in and they cut the cocoa plum hedges. I really hate to testify because I have to look at it, but I think you cut the cocoa plum hedges and then it killed them all, and then you replaced.
So the cocoa, there's a berm, this is at the Walmart shopping center.
Yeah.
There's a berm with cocoa plum hedges, which apparently I don't even own. I guess Walmart
Right,
refuses
these were
to.
on the east side, right? Walmart got cited for your cocoa plums.
Yeah, so to make a long story short, they were trimmed down, which was below the approved
2 feet.
2 feet. Mm-hmm. When we were told that, we fertilized it, watered it, and also, I believe we replaced maybe 4 or 5 of them to, you know, that died. The rest of the project, or I'm sorry, what sparked all this was the paint. That's what brought Linda on site to, you know, do the rest of her inspections. When I purchased the property, there was no landscaping. I mean, there was truly gravel in every single planter around the entire property, other than the sable palms, which were completely overgrown. And then that cocoa plum hedge, which now I understand why it was alive, because the previous owner wasn't taking care of it. So I didn't remove any of that landscaping. It was removed upon purchase. And again, rather than have empty planters, I wouldn't call it an over landscaping, but I did try to fill the planters, so to speak, just with the wrong stuff, I guess. But so basically the
South and the east perimeter landscape was chopped down. The south was removed,
It was below the
And-
2 feet, I think. It was
No,
20
you
feet.
actually removed it, and that's when you put in like trinettes and different things like that, along that.
Facing Walmart?
Yeah.
The original hedge was still there, but there was another layer of half-dead. They weren't trinettes, but I put trinettes there, you're right.
You put trinettes
Correct.
in there.
But the original
That's-
hedge is still there. It's like some old, I don't even know what it is.
On the east, that
Yeah,
separates
where the
you and the
canopy
main
is?
drive?
Yeah, where the canopy is?
No,
But-
not where the canopy is. We're talking the
Oh, east. Okay, so the main entrance.
south. The south side, along the drive aisle that separates you from the Walmart parking lot.
Yes.
All those cocoa plum hedges were removed and trinettes were put in there.
On my apron entrance?
Yes,
Correct.
yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I was thinking you were thinking the hedge for some reason.
yeah, no, not,
It's like,
not
that's
the,
an old
not
hedge.
the outer hedge. Just
Couldn't
the-
tear that thing
the
out if I
east
wanted
and the
to.
south. So, but I mean, it's hard to try to, I try to
Yeah.
recollect, but, recollect, but.
If I could just make one more statement and just saying
Sure.
that it's no one's problem here, and I'm not, I guess, pleading, but I have spent a good amount of money trying to improve the property, obviously, at my own fault, at my own issues in terms of how the entire process was handled. Obviously, I've learned from it. I would love to, if possible, pay the town's expenses on it and be done if possible. I think it's still around $6,000, if that's even an option.
Let's see.
I would just reiterate that, as Linda said, at 2 times the cost, that's a significant reduction.
Oh, it's, yeah, believe me, I understand. All right, we'll do the easy one. We'll give no reduction on 14-1944. It's just $400 and your costs far outstrip that. I'm going to do a little under doubles on these just because I feel he has made efforts to do things that, you know, sort of exceed the normal. We just take it down because it gets in the way of people looking at us. I'll do 5,000 on 14-1492 and 4 on 15-1093.
Payable by
Payable by, pick a date, what date?
October 12th.
October 12th. By 10/12?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So instead of 30, it's 9.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I'll just get that in the mail at some point?
You'll get an order in the mail and then you can.
Did you change your mailing
It
address?
should be.
You'll actually get 3 orders in the mail.
Okay.
Although, I think I have an email for you.
You do?
Yeah, I can email you a copy if
Perfect.
you like.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, guys.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Right, so just recess, a few minutes?
Do we have one
Take
more
a-
person here? No? Okay, recess for a few minutes.
Thank you. Okay, 16-2184 is being pulled.
Good.
17-0229, 211 Ponce de Leon Street. Valane and Antonio Gideon.
We would like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, you have an affidavit of service, so you have service. What do we have here? Miscellaneous items, I'm betting? Garbage can not screen? They have screens, but they put it in front of it.
Right, and there's garbage, and there's boards out.
All right, just let me get one more shot in here, just because we have a broken window. I just need to see that picture.
The broken window is hard to see.
All right, then describe it for me, please.
Well, it's in, this was originally
that the
Gail's
front
case.
window
It's
that
in
you-
the front, and they
Got
have
it.
the board there. So to be, you know, I'm not sure if it got replaced or if it's, yeah,
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
thank you.
What would you like?
So this has been out of compliance for 13 days, so we're asking for a fine in the
325
amount of
plus
325
continuing?
and continuing, yes, sir.
That's the only thing I know down, multiply by 13. It's $25. 325 plus continuing granted.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next is 17-0364, 912 Garden Court, Timothy A. Thomas.
We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, you have an affidavit of service. What do we have here? Wow, that looks like a whole bunch of papers. And it smells good. Okay, that's Lou. All right, you have service. What do we have here?
This one, we'd be asking for a continuance. We would be asking for compliance by 10/5/17,
10-5 or
the
11?
10/11
10-11.
hearing, or $25 a day.
Granted.
Thank you. Moving to the top of page 2, 17-0426, 1170 Grand Duke Way, Brian C. and James C. Hazeltine.
I'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, permit information.
Ah, signed green card. A little bit different. You have service. You can proceed.
Thank you.
This one has been out of compliance for a total of 13 days, so we're asking for a fine of $325 and continuing.
325 plus continuing is granted.
Thank you.
Thank you. 17-0431, 10450 Pippin Lane, Donna R. and Joseph R. Parada.
I'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, permit information.
You have signed green card. You can proceed.
So this one, again, we'd be asking for a continuance, so we would be asking for compliance by 9/7/17 or the 9/13 hearing, or 25 a day.
Granted.
Thank you.
I like the variety too. It'll keep me busy. Keep me.
17-0597, 11431 Sage Meadow Terrace, Joseph Simon.
We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, permit information.
Okay, signed green cards again. You're on a roll. And we have a in extension for review.
This one was out of compliance for 11 days, so we're asking for a fine of $275 and not continuing.
275, no continuing is granted.
Thank you.
17-0683, 126 Seminole Lakes Drive, Charles L. and Deborah S. Watson.
We would like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. And Exhibit 3, pictures.
Service via posting is good. You proceed.
This one, again, we're asking for a continuance, so we're asking for compliance by 10/30 or the 11/8 hearing, or 25 a
10:30,
day.
11/8, 25 granted.
Thank you.
17-0721, 178 Parkwood Drive, Bewley LLC.
We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, permit information.
Signed green card. Who's Eric? Oh, where's that? Oh, that's out in Arizona. Eric's the mailroom guy in Arizona. Okay. You have service via stamp green card.
This one's been out of compliance for 13 days, so we're asking for a fine of $325 and continuing.
325 plus continuing granted.
Thank you.
Thank you. 17-0491, 188 Bilbao Street, Clifton A. Sabar.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay. Oh. What is this one? Driveway, sidewalk. Okay, you have a signed green card. You have their swatch. Okay.
This has been out of compliance for a total of 13 days, so we're asking for 325 and continuing.
325 plus continuing is granted.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next, 17-0538, 103 Prado Street, Eric M. Aranda and Kelly Meisner.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
All right, you have service. Is this a finding of fact?
No, sir.
This is a finding of fine.
Yes, sir.
Yes, this was out of compliance for 6 days, so we're asking for a fine of $150 and not continuing.
50, no continuing. Granted.
Thank you.
125.
6 days.
Yeah.
150.
Okay.
Moving to the top of page 3, 17-0572, 204 Bob White Road, Joyce A. Watson.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
All right, you have service via posting. What would you like?
This was out of compliance for 7 days, so we're asking for a fine of $175 and not continuing.
175, no continuing.
Thank you. 17-0612, 139 Raven Court, Fatima Jafar Nihad pair.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, service via posting. You got a guy modeling in this one.
This has been out of compliance for 13 days, so we're asking for a fine in the amount of $325 and continuing.
Looks like someone threw a bleach bomb at the middle of the door.
Just all faded.
325 plus continuing?
Yes,
Yes.
please.
Granted.
Thank you.
17-0751, 55 Sparrow Drive, James E. Morris.
I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, previous order finding violation permitting village abatement. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, picture.
You mean you couldn't see the quarter at the bottom of that pool?
No, I could not.
You
Can
have
now,
service
though.
via
Talk to me.
posting. You can proceed.
This one, we're asking for a fine in the amount of $281. That's to cover the village's abatement, $75 for the pool tab, and $206 in administrative costs.
281 is granted.
Thank you.
17-0847 is being pulled.
Fine.
17-0849, 101 Monterey Way, Norman A. and Lorraine L. Jacobs.
Place set fence.
Sorry. 1244 Grandview?
No, 101 Monterey. 101 Monterey. Page 3, bottom.
Yeah, it all goes well. Left her file. I'll try to see where the picture is from Peppergrass Run.
Yes.
Want to skip it?
So is it over there?
Yes. Yeah, we're going to skip
We'll
it.
skip it. We'll move on. Top of page 4, 17-0851 is being pulled.
Okay.
17-0866, 1244 Grandview Circle, Wilson J. Suriel.
Code sections 06-190A1 and I-94, roof and fence in disrepair. I observed this on 5/16/17. The notice violation, notice of hearing were mailed out on 5/17/17 and were signed for on 5/20/17. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, signed green card equals service.
Okay, so on this one, code section 06-190A1I that's the roof, is a finding of fact.
Oh, the hard one. Cool.
And then we would ask that this be, so we'd ask for the finding of fact on that code section, and then we'd ask to reset this for status hearing on 9/13.
9/13 on the fence and disrepair 9/4.
Yes, sir.
Status granted.
Thank you.
17-0868-10361 Pippin Lane, Sabrina Florinord.
Code section 14-4A, disabled vehicle. I observed this on 5/16/17. The notice of violation, notice of hearing were mailed out on 5/17/17 and were posted. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
Service via posting is good.
Thank you.
Ultima. Is that the only one?
No, there's 2.
Is that the SUV? Okay.
On this one, we're asking for compliance by 8/31 or 9/13 hearing, or $25 a day.
Granted.
17-0872-10198 Patience Lane, Hala Schneider.
9-4 is the code section, fence in disrepair. I observed this on 5/16/17. The notice of violation, notice of hearing were mailed out on 5/17/17 and were signed for on 5/18/17. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
You have a signed green card. You can proceed.
This one, again, we're asking for compliance by 8/31 or 9/13 or $25 a day.
Granted.
Thank you.
17-0961 is being pulled.
Okay.
17-0965, 834 Azalea Drive, Zeffirino M. Gallegos.
Code section 06-190A1, structure and roof in disrepair. I observed this on 5/21/17. The notice of violation and the notice of hearing were mailed out 5/22/17 and were signed for on 6/2/17. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, signed green card equals service.
Again, we're asking for compliance by 8/31 or 9/13 or $25 a day.
Look at the structure roof and missing a little stucco here and stuff there. Okay, granted.
Thank you.
17-0978, 146 Valencia Street, Sybil Moyes.
Code section 1564, tree branches are hanging over onto the sidewalk. I observed this on 5/25/17. The notice of violation, notice of hearing were mailed out 5/26/17 and were posted on the property. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures. Excuse me.
Okay. It looks shady. All right, 8/31, 9/13/25.
Yes, sir.
Granted.
Thank you.
17-0992, 842 Gardenia Drive, Rosalie Crawford.
Code section 06-190A1, the structure is stained. I observed this on 5/31/17. The notice of violation, notice of hearing were mailed out on 5/31/17 and were signed for on 6/3/17. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, you have a signed green card, so you have service.
Thank you.
Again, we'd be asking for compliance by 8/31 or 9/13 or $25 a day.
8/31, 9/13, 25 is granted. Let's go circle back to bottom of page 3 to 17-849, 101 Monterey Way.
Norman A. and Lorraine L. Jacobs.
Code section 622-105.5, permit 152136 and 152262 for the play set and fence have expired. I observed this on 5/10/17. The notice of violation, notice of hearing were mailed out 5/10/17 and were posted. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, permit information, and Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
Is this a finding of fact?
Yes, sir.
Granted.
Thank you.
And now to page 5 of our program.
Yes, 17-1003 is being pulled, 17-1044 is being pulled, 17-1047, 660 Peppergrass Run, Artwood Flooring LLC.
Code Section 06-190A15, the sidewalk is stained. I observed this on 6/10/17. The notice violation, notice of hearing were mailed out on 6/12/17 and were signed for on 6/13/17. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
You know, I just keep imagining in my head right now, like wood flooring on the sidewalk. Finding of fact is granted.
Thank you.
17-1048, 638 Peppergrass Run, Mandel deny.
Code Section 06-190A15, the sidewalk is stained. I observed this on 6/10/17. The notice violation, notice of hearing were mailed out 6/12/17 and were posted on the property. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay, you have an affidavit of service. And the picture on the screen does not match the pictures that I'm looking at. But it's on the right street.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was on the wrong screen. Sorry.
All right, what do we want on this one? How about
Compliance by 8/31 or
9/13 or 25?
Yes,
I'm
sir.
sorry, get granted.
Thank you.
17-1088, 763 Orchid Drive, Broadtree Homes, Florida LLC.
Code Section 1557, 15132, 06190D, 124C, grass and weeds exceeds height allowed, planting areas are overgrown, garbage can in public view. I observed this on 6/17/17. The notice of violation and notice of hearing were mailed out 6/19/17 and signed for on 6/28/17. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, affidavit of compliance.
Signed green card is service. Is this a finding of fact?
Yes, sir, finding of
Granted.
fact. Moving to page 6, 17-0792, 1099 Moonlight Way, Tammy Y. Alonso Grassa and Rufino Rodriguez.
Code Section 06190A1, 2, 3, G, and H, 15132, 15143. Shutters on the window structure, sidewalk, and driveway are stained. Landscape debris in yard, swell has bare spots. Observe this violation 4/28/17. Send out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 4/28/17. And I got the green card. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay. Some little settlement cracks going along with this.
That too, but
So I'll remove it.
just remove the word.
What are we removing?
Keep the 132.
We're just removing the landscape debris in yard from the description.
Okay, landscape debris in yard, and what is that one?
The code sections are staying the same.
Oh, okay, just take that one out.
Yes, please.
Yes.
All right, you have service 8/31,
8 compliance by
9/13.
8/31, 9/13, or 25 a day, yes.
Granted.
Thank you.
17-795, 113 Malaga Street, Anmal Meta.
Code Section 06135, house number is not posted. I observed this violation on 4/28/17, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 4/28/17, and posted to the property. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
You can buy your numbers at one of our large box stores in the village and put them up.
They're on the garage. You can see them in the picture. They're about that big.
That's not good enough, is it?
No.
They're supposed to be 5 inches. Yes, there's a joke in there somewhere.
We're asking,
8/31.
no, different dates. We're asking for compliance by 7/27 or 8/9 or 25 a day.
Granted.
Thank you.
17-0820, 117 Cordoba Circle, Nicholas J. and Barbara M. Tachi.
Code Section 06135, 06190A1, 2, 3, and 5, 14.4, 14.2, 23.17. House numbers not posted, structure in disrepair and stained, sidewalk and driveway are stained, disabled vehicles, miscellaneous items in public view, and parking over the sidewalk. I observed this violation on 5/3/17, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 5/3/17, and would like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
This is even easier with Wood Gables. It's just easy to pop those numbers up. Okay,
So on this one, code section 06135
06135.
is the house numbers, is the finding of fact.
Oh, so they fixed the easy one?
And then for the remaining sections, we're asking for compliance by 831 or 913 or $50 per day.
Okay, 831, 913, 50, just to make sure I'm paying attention.
Yes, sir.
Granted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
17-0828, 228 South Parkwood Drive, Nezamodine Khan.
Code sections 910619A1, 3, and 5. Fence without a permit, sidewalk and driveway are stained. I observe this violation on 5/5/17. Send out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 5/5/17. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, AS400 permit information.
Nice, pretty new fence. All right, you have service with a signed green card. What would you like?
Compliance by 831 or 913 or 25 per day.
Granted.
Thank you.
17-0835, 117 Sunflower Street, Gwen and Warren Von Wern.
Code section 622, 105.5, permit 161910 for a door has expired. I observed this violation on 5/8/17. Sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 5/8/17. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, AS400 permit information.
Okay, I'm pretty sure they have a garage door there. You just cited them for not having one.
Yes.
So 831, 913, 25?
Yes, sir.
Granted.
Thank you.
17-0838, 109 Malaga Street, Sean and Brittany N. Karames.
Pardon me. Code section 6135, 06190A1, 2, and 3. House numbers not posted on the structure. Structure and driveway apron are stained. I observed this violation on 5/5/17. Sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 5/8/17, and posted to the property. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
If you're gonna paint your driveway, you gotta paint your driveway forever.
And ever.
All right, you have service via posting.
We're asking on this one for compliance by 831 or 913 or 25 a day.
Granted.
Thank you.
17-0859 is being pulled.
Oh, how nice.
17-0874, 115 Raven Court, Matthew and Erica Lobsinger.
Code section 2657, swing set without a permit. I observed this violation on 5/17/17, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 5/17/17, and got the green card on 5/22/17. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures. Exhibit 4, AS400 permit information.
Okay, so it's more like a playhouse?
Yeah.
With the swing set?
The swing set with a play structure on it.
Yeah, one of those. Yeah, they got some new boards up too.
And they've
All
been
right,
doing
you
a lot
have
of-
service via green card. What would you like?
Compliance by 831 or 913 or $25 a day.
Granted.
Thank you.
Top of page 7, 17-0875, 291 Sandpiper Avenue, Broadtree Homes, Florida, LLC.
Code section 06190A1 and 2, the structure stain. I observed this violation on 5/17/17, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 5/18/17, and I got the green card on 5/22/17. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Ah, more green cards that are signed. Okay. Stainy, stainy. 831, 913,
Yes, sir.
25?
Or 25, yes, sir.
Granted.
Thank you.
17-0955, 2330 Shoma Drive, Omido, LLC.
Code section 16-1, 2658, a home business without a business tax receipt. I observed this violation on 5/19/17, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 5/19/17, and posted to the property. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, fictitious name information from Sunbiz.
Okay. I got my thing from Lou and just ran down there. All right, you have service. What do you like?
So this one, because they do not have BTR, we'd be asking for a fine in this case. So
Oh.
we'd be asking for the $100 plus the 25%.
So what's your total, 400 on this one?
Plus 150 plus 150, so it'd be 425 total.
425 total?
Yes, sir.
Works for me. 425 is granted.
Thank you. 17-0975 is being pulled.
Okay.
17-0985, 113 Moorgate Circle, Joanne Alexander.
Code Section 06190A1, 3, and 5, the sidewalk and driveway are stained. I observed this violation on 5/30/17, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 5/31/17, and I got the green card. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Okay, the driveway's not that bad. Sidewalk is.
Both pretty bad.
Yep, okay. What do you want? Let me guess.
Compliance by
831,
831.
913, or 25?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
17-1006, 169 Bilbao Street, Alejandro and Astrid M. Anduzzi.
Code Section 14-4, 06190A15, disabled vehicle, sidewalk stained. Observe this violation on 5/31/17, sent out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 6/1/17. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Does the big green thing work?
I don't know.
The thing behind it doesn't? Or which is the?
It did not have a tag on it. The black vehicle did not have a tag on it.
Okay.
And
I
I
like
don't
the
know if
red,
the green
the red and
vehicle
black
does.
combination on the sidewalk. It goes very well together.
We cleaned a portion of it.
Okay. What would you like on this?
Compliance by 8/31 or 9/13 or 25 a day.
Granted.
Thank you.
17-1022-209 Bob White Road, Gary J. Ventry.
Code Section 1564, 740, 15132, 1211, 1256. Tree branches are cut and left in the right-of-way area. Observe this violation on 6/7/17. Send out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 6/8/17. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, you have a signed green card. They're on right of way. Is that behind the house?
Yep.
Okay.
This one again, we're asking for compliance by 8/31 or 9/13 or $25 a day.
Granted.
Thank you.
17-1023 76 Barrow Terrace, Dana S. Davies.
Code Section 1557, high grass and weeds. I observe this violation on 6/7/17. Send out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 6/8/17. Posted to the property. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
All right, you have affidavit of service. And we have planters with no love.
Planters in the backyard's real high and around the fence and.
Yeah, we'll be consistent. You don't want to mow half of it and leave the other half. All right, what would you like?
So this one, we're asking for compliance by 7/27 or 8/9 or $50 per day.
Granted, 727, 8, 950.
Thank you. Moving to the top of page 817. Oh, let's hold on one second. Top of page 8, 17-0842, 119 South State Road 7, Hale Properties LLC.
The code section is 15132, 15141, 1557, and 1254. The description is dead and missing landscape. Property has litter and debris on it. Dumpster enclosure full of vegetation debris. Grass and weeds exceed a maximum height allowed. I would like to enter this violation was observed on 5/8/2017, was sent certified mail on 5/9/2017, and returned to me unclaimed. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, and affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
Well, if you're wondering what now, wondering where the vegetation is, no, it's just fronds, isn't it? They just clean up their fronds barely. And they have dead palms, and they have dead trees, and they have tall grass.
Yeah, it's
A mess.
horrendous.
It's a mess. What would you like on this one?
Compliance by 727 or 89 or $50 a day.
Granted.
17-1093, 330 Business Parkway, 191 3 Cube Smart FL Sub LLC.
The code section is 1557 and 15132. Description, grass and weeds exceed maximum height allowed. This violation was observed on 6/19/2017, and it was sent certified mail 6/20/2017, and it was signed for on 6/23/2017. I would like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership, and Exhibit 3, pictures.
So someone's maintaining some of it, which should
No.
give,
What you see mowed
yeah,
is Buckeye Plumbing.
right, no, someone is
That's-
maintaining some of it, which should give them a clue that they may need to maintain their some of it.
Yeah, so this property's been sold back and forth. So it was here in front of you not too long ago.
I kind of remember it.
But it's sold. The property manager's still the same.
Oh, well, he's doing the greatest
But,
job ever.
Yeah, so,
All right, well, you have a signed green card. What do you want him?
Compliance by 727 or the 8/9 hearing or $25 a day.
Granted. It's not like that one's hard to get to. And I use Buckeye.
17-1091 is being pulled. 17-1092 is being pulled.
Oh, someone did something.
Pulling this one right.
They did a lot.
17-1120 is being pulled.
Wow, a roll.
On page 9, 15-0027 is being pulled.
Okay. This, we don't care.
Page
But
10, we're at the health and safety.
health safety.
17-1163, 109 Twin Lakes Way, Premium Mortgage Acquisition Trust.
Code
Okay.
sorry. Code section 1557, grass and weeds exceeds height allowed. Observed this on 6/30/17. The notice of violation, notice of hearing were mailed out on 6/30/17 and were also posted on the property. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures, and the affidavit of service with the notices.
Okay. I don't have the pictures here, but they're up there, and they're very impressive. You have service, we can proceed.
This one, we're asking for a one-time abatement.
Show pictures. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's here. It's not a picture, that's a printout.
So we're asking for a one-time abatement, with the cost being $286.
Hold on. What's today's date? 12th?
Yes.
All right.
We'll take this, we come back for the,
Yes, and we'll come back at the 9/13
oh,
hearing.
sorry, okay.
All right. Signed.
Thank you.
17-1172, 903 Hibiscus Drive, William P. and Vera F. Fennell.
Code section 1557, grass and weeds exceeds height allowed. I observed this on 7/5/17. The notice violation, notice of hearing were mailed out on 7/5/17 and were posted. We'd like to enter the following into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing. Exhibit 2, with affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Service by posting is good. I like the ruler or the tape measure in the grass. It's very healthy looking weeds and grass. Most people would die for this. The bare spots, people would just love it. All right, how much?
Same thing, this is the
One-time
$286,
abatement.
$80 for mowing, $206 for admin costs, and 9/13 hearing.
Granted, signed.
Thank you.
17-1185, 148 Cordoba Circle, Wilsando Altius and Nicole Cillian Estate.
Did we skip the Wogans or?
Yeah, you.
Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped them.
Confidential record.
17-1100 confidential record, Timothy J. Maurer and Renee E. Wojens.
Code section 1557, high grass and weeds, health and safety. Observe this violation 6/21/17, sent out a notice of violation, notice of hearing on 6/22/17, and posted it to the property. I'd like to enter the following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Oh, they've wound their way through the system. Ooh, someone wasted a lot of ink.
And they tried to mow some of it, but the backyard's a jungle, and then there's still a lot of high grass on the swell and on the side yard, and
They need a bigger machine.
by Friday, it would all need to be cut anyhow. again.
Yeah, well, after today,
They missed a lot of spots. Can't
a lot of
talk.
sparks,
A
yep.
lot of sparks. Can't talk, sorry.
So again, we're asking for a one-time abatement and assessment
Granted,
of
signed.
$286.
All done. Next.
Thank you.
17-1185, 148 Cordova Circle, Wasando, Altius, and Nicole Cillian Estate.
Code 1557, health and safety, high grass and weeds. Observe this violation on 7/17. Send out notice of violation, notice of hearing on 7/7/17. And posted it to the property. I'd like to enter those following documents into evidence. Exhibit 1, notice of violation, notice of hearing, affidavit of service. Exhibit 2, verification of ownership. Exhibit 3, pictures.
Some people can't grow grass, some people can't stop growing grass. Okay, it is serviced by posting and granted.
Again, one-time
And
abatement.
signed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And next, Freo.
15-1187 is being pulled.
Ah, they cut their grass. Yay. All right, and is there anything else we brought before the board?
No, sir.
All right, and just for the record, I signed the minutes of the meetings for June 14th, 2017. And I thought I did another one.
June 28th.
And June 28th. I told you I thought I did another one. And June 28th, 2017. Anything further? Hearing nothing further, we are done.